What's up, YouTube? Sarah here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what you should say in an asset management job interview or a portfolio management job interview, whatever you want to call it. So first, I'm going to tell you about where these job interviews tend to typically go wrong. And then on the end, I'm going to tell you some ideas that you can use in your interview. So the first thing is I want you to understand that the analysts that come for these interviews, that are selected for these interviews, tend to have a lot of the same characteristics. They have, tend to have a quantitative background. They tend to have some progress towards like a master's in finance or the CFA designation, or they have a bachelor's in finance, depending on what level of the job you're looking for. And so a lot of times their kind of stance and their mindset tends to be the same, and that is, very kind of formulaic, very systematic, and in general, a little bit short on the creativity. Now, I realize I'm making a generalization, but I'm just saying that different personalities tend to do better in different kinds of jobs. Now, I don't think you need to change your whole personality drastically in order to get a job, because that's inauthentic. But what I would say is that I think you have to modify how you are presenting yourself if you want to stand out. And that is called a brand. So a lot of times when people think of the word brand, they think of like IBM or, like whatever large company, like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever. But you got to understand that people can have a brand too. And when you're going out there into this interview, what you're trying to do is sell your brand to the buyer, which is the person that would be hiring you, the portfolio manager you're trying to go work for. So how do you sell it? Based on what I said, like listen to what I said. Everybody sounds the same in these interviews. And I know because I used to work in this industry in portfolio management. And also I get tons of emails, LinkedIn messages from all of you that are following me or on my channel or whatever, have seen a video of mine, and you all tend to say the same thing. Why should I hire you? I'm passionate. I've passed CFA level 3, or I've been a CFA charter holder for 5 years. I've worked in the industry for 10 years. I don't care. If I'm a portfolio manager, I don't care about all of that, because I got 20 other people that are saying the same thing as you. And first of all, why do I care if you're passionate about that? Like, do you select a dentist based on how passionate your dentist is about teeth? No, you select a dentist based on who's going to get the job done in the least amount of time for the least amount of cost and not give you a headache. Okay? I mean, let's be honest. And so I would just tell you the same thing. When you go in there, position yourself as that person. Sir or ma'am, I am the best candidate for this job because in my 10 years on the buy side, I was able to help my bosses by thinking of names that the street had not yet heard of, or I was able to see through the sell side research, or I was able to look at the market and predict outcomes in a way that other people were not able to because they relied too much on the news and on the hype. Or I'm extremely well connected and I have connections in the industry that we are talking about here. Let's say you're focusing on like industrials, right? You're going for an industrials analyst interview. Sir, I have connections with 20 at the top 20 industrial companies in the country. I know what's going on in this industry. I read every trade publication. Probably very few people that are in this seat for this interview know as much as I do about this subject. Now that's hard for them to disagree with. Now you're coming across as creative, or like use your writing skills, your modeling skills. Well, ma'am, I created a model that demonstrates not what would happen if we operate in a bull market like we have for the last 10 years, but what would happen if the world were to suddenly collapse tomorrow and we would have a stock market apocalypse. This is the model. I'm sure you haven't seen this from many people, but as you can see, the 3 companies I would invest in based on that outlook are this, 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 and that. Now I'm standing out. Now I'm coming across as professional. Now I'm coming across as, whoa, this is different, and maybe I want to try this. You want to show them a new experience, an experience that will be better. Put yourself in the hiring person's position. Even maybe asking great questions. Sir or ma'am, I was reading about your company. I was curious. This is a job question I asked in an interview once that like people were floored. I asked this question. I was like, what happened why is this role open? Was it that somebody didn't work out? Because I'd be interested in knowing that because I don't want to replicate that performance. Or is it just that you have a new opening because you've had business growth? Is it because you've eliminated a position somewhere else and you're shifting the business in a different direction? What's the reason for this opportunity? What's the opportunity for your business of having somebody in this role? Because now I'm connecting. Now I'm connecting myself to the bottom line. I'm making them think, well, wait a minute, when I hire this person, what do I really want this person to do for my bottom line? it's like you're thinking about it for them. So what I'm saying is also, you know, a big thing is look at it like a business person, not like an analyst, and I think you'll really succeed way more than the average analyst out there. So if you want more tips, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I also have a podcast. It is about financial marketing, and I think that that will also be useful to you because even though it's not about analyst stuff per se, I am a CFA charter holder. I do marketing for financial professionals and companies. And so, you know, my marketing advice is awesome. And I think that just by listening to my podcast, subscribing here, especially the podcast, like there's really some dynamite interviews that are there. The link is below. I think you really benefit from it. So thanks everybody. Hoping that you'll stay with me here. Appreciate you watching.